So let's start. So let's have a short review of our lesson. Lesson we had discussed last Monday. Okay, so our lesson is about the homogeneity. So homogeneity, the degree of homogeneity does not depend on the degree or the power of the derivative. Okay, remember this is still under first order differential equation, but the degree of homogeneity we are talking about depends on the power of the variables in each term. Okay, not the derivative, but the power of of the variables in each term. So in this case, in this differential equation, we are talking of the power per term. So example, dito, y squared. So yung power niya or degree niya is 2. Dito, even though we have two variables, x and y, which are on the first degree each, to get the degree of the whole term, we need to add the powers of the variables. So in this case, we have x and y, which both have first degree power 1. So we add the 2, so we have 2. So 2 pa rin naman yung degree nito. Ito, x squared side, that's still 2. And then on this side is x squared, which is also 2. Ayan. Okay, so yung method na ginagamit natin na yung method ng homogeneity, we need to first identify if the equation is homogeneous or not. Unless it is homogeneous, if it is not homogeneous, that means we cannot proceed with the method using homogeneous equations. Okay? Ayan. So we have checked this equation and we've known that this is a homogeneous equation on degree 2. Okay? So the degree of homogeneity of our equation is 2. Ayan. So later, we will know meron kasi yung significance bakit natin kailangan malaman yung kanyang degree of homogeneity. At least, why we need to know. Ayan. Okay, when we have sort that this is homogeneous, now we will introduce a new variable. So we let y is equal to vx. So class, it's okay if you want x is equal to vy, but nasanay lang ako sa y is equal to vx. Okay, kaya yung laging ginagamit ko. So, having this relationship ng y sa v, so let's get the derivative. So dy is equal to byproduct v dx plus x dv. Okay? And then, once we have the relation between v and y and the derivative, we substitute both to our given differential equation. So that will be equal to vx squared plus 7x times vx plus 16x squared dx plus x squared times dy is v dx plus x dv. So that's equal to 0. Okay? Next, last. Do not simplify it first. So we need to eliminate the remaining variable with the degree of homogeneity, yung 2. Ayan. So hinahanap natin is, i-factor out muna natin yung may x squared. So ito ay magiging x squared times, so ito kasi ay didistribute natin yung 2, so magiging na lang siyang v squared plus 7v plus 16. Ayan. Plus x squared times v dx plus x dv is equal to 0. Ayan. Okay, since we have factored out the 2x squared, so we divide the whole equation by x squared to eliminate that. Nawawala yung dx ko. So dx. Ayan. So matitira ay v squared plus 7v plus 16 dx plus v dx plus x dv. Okay. So why are we doing this? So ang target natin is we want to transform the homogeneous differential equation into a separable equation. Ayan. Separable equation. Okay, so yung target natin. So since ito ay puro terms ng v, okay, we need the dx. So wala naman pala tayong simplify dito kung hindi yung pareho lang. So ito. Tama ba? Okay, so let's combine. So this, let's add it to with this one. Kasi pareho silang may Vx. So that's V squared plus 7V plus V plus 16 dx plus x dv is equal to 0. Ayan. Okay. So let's simplify. So this is V squared plus 8V plus 16 dx plus x dv is equal to 0. Ayan. So separable na siya. So let's divide the whole equation by x and v squared plus 8v plus 16. To separate v from dx and x from dv. Ayan. So this will be cancelled and this also will be cancelled. So matitira ay dx over x plus dv over v squared plus 8v plus 16 is equal to 0. Ayan. Okay. Since we have separated it and we have this, so next is we integrate each term. So integrate each term. So we don't have any problem with dx over x. So that's just ln. How about the second term, yung may dv? Okay, is that a perfect square? I-divide natin yung 16 ng dalawa. So, ay square pala natin. Square root pala natin. So, 4. 4 plus 4, 8. Okay, so tama. So, we can transform this as v plus 4 times v plus 4. Or that is v plus 4 squared. Tama ba ako? V plus 4 squared. Okay, so we can rewrite that as dx over x plus dv over v squared, v lang pala, v plus 4 squared is equal to 0. Okay, tama ba? So, susunod na gagawin ay let's integrate. So, integral it. How about this one? How will we integrate that? Wala ito. How will we integrate dv over v plus 4 squared? Okay, so we'll just do power formula. Okay, so this one will be equal to v plus 4 raised to negative 2 dv. Ayan. So it's just power formula. So we'll have ln of x plus v plus 4 raised to negative 1 over negative 1 is equal to c. Ayan. So we'll have ln of x plus minus 1 over v plus 4 is equal to c. Okay, but we have let y is equal to vx. So therefore, v is equal to y over x. So we'll have ln of x minus 1 over y over x plus 4 is equal to c. Okay, so let's have the LCD. So ln of x minus 1 over x divided by x1 times y plus x divided by 1, that's x times 4, 4x is equal to c. Upper, lower, sorry, outer, inner. So ln of x minus x over 4x plus y is equal to c. So this is our general solution. Okay, so that's our general solution. So now, let's apply the condition. Ano condition natin? Our condition is if X is equal to 1, y is equal to 1. Ayan. So that is ln of 1 minus 1 over 4 times 1 plus 1 is equal to C. Ayan. But what's ln of 1? I think ln of 1 is 0. Ayan. So this is 0. So I'll have negative 1/5 is equal to C. Okay, Adriel. May mali ba? Ay. Ayan. So let's just substitute it. So ln of, therefore, ln of x minus x over 4x plus y is equal to negative 1 over 6. Ay, so, but 1 over 6? 1 over 5. Okay, so let's multiply this by negative 5. So magiging negative 5 ln of x plus 5x over 4x plus y is equal to 1. Ayan. Or rewrite ko na lang. So 5x over 4. 4 lang to. 4x plus y minus 5 ln of x is equal to 1. So this is our particular solution. Okay. Okay, any question on our example? Second, this one. Okay, so this is our next example. Ayan. So we're given 16x plus y, 5y dx plus 3x plus y dy is equal to 0. And we're given a condition again that if x is 1, y is negative 3. Ayan. So is this equation homogeneous? So if you will check, so this one, degree of this term is 1, just x. Y is also 1. And then x is 1. And then 3x is also 1. And then y is also 1. Ayan. So yung ating degree of homogeneity is equal to 1. Okay, so the degree of homogeneity is 1. So let's have the substitution. Let y is equal to dx. Okay, and dy is equal to v dx plus x dv. Ayan. So let's substitute the 2 to our given differential equation. So that's equal to 16x plus 5vx dx plus quantity 3x plus vx times v dx plus x dv is equal to 0. Okay, and then let's factor out the remaining variable with the degree of homogeneity x. So x times 16 plus 5v dx plus 3 times, x times 3 plus v times v dx plus x dv is equal to 0. And then let's divide the whole equation by x. Cancel, cancel. So we'll have 5v plus 16 dx plus, okay, then we distribute this one. So we'll have 3v dx plus 3x dv plus v squared dx plus vx dv is equal to 0. Okay, so let's combine like terms. So lahat ng may dx is pagsasamahin natin. So ito, this one, and this one. So I'll have 5v plus 16 plus 3v plus v squared dx plus quantity, yung may mga dv, 3x plus vx times dv is equal to 0. Okay, and then simplify natin. So v squared plus, so this is 8v plus 16 dx plus, factor out natin yung x, v plus 3 dv is equal to 0. Ayan. Okay? Any question? Can you follow? Okay, so since na-transform na natin siya into a separable equation, so let's do the separation. So let's divide this. Ay dapat ang v dito ay mawala, di kasama ng dx. Ito naman, yung x dapat ang mawala. So let's divide this by x. V squared plus 8v plus 16. So just eliminate this one and eliminate dx. So we'll have dx over x plus v plus 3 over v squared plus 8v plus 16 dv is equal to, parang kamukha nung kanina. Tama ba ako? So it's similar to the earlier example, yung denominator natin, that this can be transformed into v plus 4 squared. So let's do that. So dx over x plus v plus 3 over v plus 4 squared dv is equal to 0. Ayan. Okay, so after separating the terms, so it's time to integrate. So let's integrate each term. Ayan. So let's integrate. Wala tayong problema dito. How about this one? How will we integrate v plus 3 over... Kaya ba siyang i-ano? Di ba pwede? Huh. Hindi. Di pa pwede. Okay. So, gusto yung gawin natin. Long method, short method. Sige. So, let's do both. Okay? So, let's do the longer method first. So, we'll have v plus 3. So, we'll do the partial fraction decomposition times, all over, v plus 4 squared. So, this is case number 2 that is linear and repeated. So, that will be a over v plus 4 plus b over v plus 4 squared. Ayan. And then we add them again. So v plus 3 over v plus 4 squared is equal to, LCD is also v plus 4 squared. Divide this, that's a times v plus 4 plus b. And then cancel the denominator. Ayan. So if v is equal to negative 4, so this is negative 1, that's equal to, so this is 0, b. So b is equal to negative 1. Then if v is equal to 0, so we'll have 3 is equal to 4a plus b. So that's 3 is equal to 4a minus 1. Or a is equal to 1. Ayan. Okay, so therefore, we'll have dx over x plus quantity 1 over v plus 4 minus 1 over v plus 4 squared dv is equal to 0. Okay, so what's the shorter way? Shorter way kasi ay, di ba meron akong ganito? At kailangan ko ng plus 4. Okay, so plus 4. So, ang gagawin ko ay v plus 4 plus 3 minus 4. Di ba 4 minus 4 is 0. So, it does not affect the value of the numerator. Right. So, all over v plus 4 squared. Okay? Or we can write this as v plus 4 minus 1 over v plus 4 squared. And then we group this. Yeah. So, v plus 4 over quantity v plus 4 squared minus 1 over v plus 4 squared. But we cancel that. So, we'll have 1 over v plus 4 minus 1 over v plus 4 squared, which is also this one. Okay, so after that, okay, so we'll proceed to the integration. So let's integrate. So the integral. So let's integrate. So this is equal to ln of yeah. Minsan sumusulat naman. So, Okay, so this is ln of x plus ln of v plus 4 minus, so this one is by power formula. So we'll have v plus 4 raised to negative 2 dv. So that's v plus 4 raised to negative 1 over negative 1. So that's equal to c. Or we can write this as ln of x plus ln of v plus 4 plus 1 over v plus 4 is equal to c. Okay, so let's simplify yung dalawang ln. So that's equal to ln of x times v plus 4. Okay, plus 1 over v plus 4 is equal to c. Okay, now let's return it to y. So we let v is equal to y over x. So nanggaling yan sa y is equal to v dx. Dx I mean. Ayan. So that is equal to ln of x times y over x plus 4 plus 1 over y over x plus 4 is equal to c. Ayan. And then we simplify. So let's simplify. Let's distribute x dito. So ln of y plus 4x plus, this one is, we need the LCD. So y plus 4x is equal to c. So ito divided by dito is 1 times y divided by 1, that's x times 4x. Or we'll have ln of 4x plus y plus x over 4x plus y is equal to c. Ayan. So ito yung ating general solution. Ayan. Okay. And since we had a condition natin. Okay, that if x is 1, y is equal to -3. So what's the value of c? So let's substitute. So ln of 4 times 1 minus 3 plus 1 over 4 times 1 minus 3 is equal to c. Okay, so this one is ln of 1, which is also 0. So therefore, c is equal to 1. So that means our particular solution is ln 4x plus 3 plus y plus x over 4x plus y is equal to 1. So this is our particular solution. Okay, any question on that example? Okay, may question? Okay, kung wala, wala. Okay, kung wala, we'll proceed to our next example. Sandali lang. Okay, so this is our next example. Ayan. So, quantity y plus the square root of x squared plus y squared dx minus x dy is equal to 0. So, we're in if x is square root of 3, y is 1. Okay, so is this a homogeneous equation? Okay, so this one is 1. And then both of y and x are squared. So, if you will get the square root of that, so we'll still have 1. And then, syempre, yung x dito is also 1. So, therefore, the degree of homogeneity is equal to 1. Ayan. So, it's an homogeneous equation. So, we let y is equal to vx and then get the derivative. dy is equal to v dx plus x dv. Ayan. And then we substitute both to our given differential equation. So we'll have the quantity vx plus the square root of x squared plus vx squared dx minus x times v dx plus x dv is equal to 0. Okay, so let's try to factor out x dito, yung x dito. So we'll have vx plus the square root of x squared times 1 plus v squared dx minus x times v dx plus x dv is equal to 0. So I have distributed 2 na dito. So v squared, x squared. So therefore, if I'll factor out x squared, so I'll have 1 and then I'll only have v squared on the second term. Okay? And then let's distribute the square root dito. So we'll have quantity vx plus the square root of x squared times the square root of 1 plus v squared dx minus v dx plus x dv is equal to 0. Okay, so let's try simplify. So vx plus square root of x squared is x times the square root of v squared plus 1. Pinagbaliktad ko na. Dx minus 1. Nawawala yung x. X times v dx plus x dv is equal to 0. Okay, and then we'll factor out yung x dito. So x times v plus the square root of v squared plus 1 dx minus x times v dx plus x dv is equal to 0. Ayan. Okay, so let's divide this by x. Ayan. So we can cancel yung x doon. So what remains will be the quantity v plus the square root of v squared plus 1 dx minus v dx plus x dv is equal to 0. Ayan. Okay. Now, we can simplify. So, let's add yung mga may parehong dx. Okay? Tsaka yung may dy. So, since wala naman tayong dv pala, dv. Ayan. So, let's just add this two. So, we'll have v minus v plus the square root of v squared plus 1 dx minus x dv is equal to 0. Because I distributed yung negative. So that's why we have negative v here. Okay, so we'll have negative v. Distribute natin yung negative dito. So I'll have negative v and the negative x dv. Ayan. So we can cancel this. So we only have v squared plus 1 raised to 1/2 dx minus x dv is equal to 0. So now we can do the separation. So it becomes now a separable equation. So let's divide this by x and v squared plus 1 raised to 1 half. So we'll have dx over x minus dv over quantity v squared plus 1 raised to 1 half is equal to 0. Okay, so after doing that, we can now perform the integration. Ayan. So wala tayong problema sa dx over x. That's ln. How about this one? How will we integrate that one? Any idea? How are we going to integrate dv over v squared plus 1 times the square root of that one? Tama ba yung conditions ko? Tama naman. Any idea? Anyone? Any suggestion on what integration technique should we be using? Hindi naman siya pwedeng ln. Hindi rin naman din siya pwedeng power formula. Anyone can help me decide on which integrating technique? Ang naisip ko ay tatlo. Tatlo ang naisip kong pwede. But some of you might be thinking of inverse trigo, like arctangent. But we cannot use arctangent because of the square root or the raised to 1 half. We cannot also use sine, arc sine. It's because of the negative. Kasi both sila positive. As well as arc second because both are positive. So we cannot use, in general, we cannot use inverse trigo. So there are only 3 methods left. So yung pare-parehong tatlong yon, yung by parts, algebraic substitution, or trigo substitution. Sa tingin nyo, ano? Any suggestion? Class, I don't want to use, I'm not a fan of algebraic substitution. So definitely I will not be using, I don't want to use algebraic substitution. And I don't want to use also by parts. So that means ako rin na magde-decide. Matagal kasi kayong mag-decide. So let's just use trigo substitution. Okay? Di ba sa trigo sub, okay, sa trigo sub ay, di ba meron tayong x is equal to a tangent theta. I chose tangent theta because that's positive. Tama ba? Pag negative yan, we'll be using second. Pag baliktad, yung negative yung v squared, we'll be using sine. But since positive yan, so we'll be using tangent. Ayan. Okay, so ano yung x natin? That will be v. At ang a natin is 1. And we'll have tangent theta. Okay, so let's derive it. So dv is equal to secant squared theta. So let's substitute both dito. Ayan, so we'll have secant squared theta d theta all over quantity tangent squared theta plus 1 raised to 1 half. Okay, so this is secant squared theta d theta all over, but this is secant squared theta raised to 1 half. So that means this is equal to secant squared theta d theta all over secant theta. So let's cancel. So therefore, we'll have secant theta d theta. So if you will get the integral, so the integral of that is ln of secant theta plus tangent theta. Ayan. Okay? So wala tayong problema sa tangent theta. Ang problema natin ay secant. So let's transform that from theta to v. So if we have the triangle, according to this one, that tangent theta is equal to x over a, or that's equal to v over 1. So kung tangent yan, TOA opposite over adjacent. And the hypotenuse will be v squared plus 1 squared. Ayan. We want secant, so that means we want cosine. So cosine theta is SOHCA, adjacent. So that's 1 over the square root of v squared plus 1. But we need secant, so just reverse that, inverse that. So that will be the square root of v squared plus 1. Okay, so that means we're almost done. Therefore, anong sagot natin? So ln of x minus. So the integral nito is ln of x. Ating integral ng dv over v squared plus 1 raised to 1 half is ln of secant is the square root of v squared plus 1 plus v is equal to c. Ayan. Okay, why v? Because tangent theta is v. Tangent theta is v. Okay. So let's simplify first. So since ln yan, tas minus yon, minus naman talaga. Minus ba? Yeah, so that's negative. So let's simplify it using the property of logarithm. So that's x over v plus the square root of v squared plus 1 is equal to c. And then we perform the exponential. So we'll have x over v plus the square root of v squared plus 1 is equal to c. Okay, but v is equal to y over x. So x over y over x plus quantity y squared over x squared plus 1 is equal to c. Okay, let's simplify further. So that's x over y over x plus LCD x squared. So that's y squared plus x squared is equal to c. And then x over y over x plus the square root of y squared plus x squared over the square root of x squared, which is just x, is equal to c. Okay, and then x all over, i-add natin itong dalawa. So y plus the square root of y squared plus x squared is equal to c. Then simplify further, so that's x squared over y plus the quantity x squared plus y squared. So this is our general solution. So that's our general solution. Okay, but we are to find the particular solution because when x is square root of 3, y is 1. Tama ba ako? Saan yun? Yeah, tama. Y is 1. So let's substitute. So this is square root of 3 squared all over 1 plus the square root of 3 squared plus 1 squared is equal to C. So this is 3 over 1 plus the square root of 3 plus 1 is equal to C. So this is 3 over 1 plus the square root of 4. This is C. So therefore, C is equal to 1. So that means the answer is x squared over y plus the square root of x squared plus y squared is equal to 1. Or hindi siya magkasya. Saan ang red na ball pen ko? Let's cross multiply. So that means we'll have x squared is equal to y plus the square root of x squared plus y squared. Or x squared minus y minus the square root of x squared plus y squared is equal to 0. Ayan. So this is our particular solution. Okay. Any question? Wala. Okay, so for your activity, you need to answer this. Ayan. So answer that one. I have already prepared the activity tab on that one. So you need to submit that on Wednesday. Okay. So do you have any other questions? So next meeting on maaga tayo natapos. I cannot answer kasi another one in less than 5 minutes. So next meeting we'll have probably one more example and then we'll proceed to our new topic, which is